How to knit the simple Garter Selvedge edge. English style, left-handed. For this tutorial, you will need a pair of knitting needles and a ball of yarn. Special thanks to our sponsor Webs for providing today's yarn. Today we are using their Northampton yarn from their Valley Yarns line in the color Dahlia. Selvage edges are a way of making your finished sides look a little bit nicer, and they're done in a few different ways. This technique here is called the Garter Selvedge edge, and it creates a small one-stitch border of garter stitch along the sides. Now this works particularly nicely with stockinette fabric. It helps it keep from curling a little bit, and also gives you a nice little finished edge along the side. Now it's going to look a little bit different on your right side beginning edge than it will on the end, and that's okay. There's not really any way to get around that for this, but it's pretty easy to do. We can see that we've got our little garter stitch nubs right here. Now you'll see a lot of times in garter stitch or in stockinette, like scarves and such, or even swatches, sometimes they'll have a garter stitch border that's about 3 stitches. This is the same principle, we're just doing it over 1 stitch, so the effect is a little bit more subtle. So to do this is very simple. We're just going to knit into the first stitch for step 1, and we'll just knit across all the way to the end. And for step 2, we are going to knit the last stitch in the row. Now when we turn our work around, normally you would purl this first stitch with your wrong side of the fabric in stockinette, but for step 3 we're going to knit the stitch instead, and then we will continue working our purl stitch, so we'll bring the yarn front and purl all the way across. Okay, and we'll do this until we get to the end of the row, to our last stitch. And when we reach the end of our wrong side row, we're going to, for step 4, bring the yarn to the back, and then we will knit the last stitch. So pretty simple. Basically we're just knitting the first and last stitch on both sides of the fabric, and that's going to create that garter stitch border along the edge. So that's how we do the garter stitch selvage edge. Want more New Stitch a Day? Join our VIP email list to get every stitch directly to your inbox. Sign up today at newstitchaday.com/VIP.